The title of that book would be, honestly, is He Trusted in God. And I say this because I believe that, as much as some people, I believe that as much as I have been able to achieve some interesting things in my life, I don't think it's been because of my effort alone. And so when people ask me, how did you feel about this, or how did this happen, I'm not quite able to explain, because I feel in many ways God has been really good to me. And so, yeah, anything I'll put in that book would be based on he trusted in God, and then God made a way, kind of thing. So yeah, so if I ever wrote a book, I think that would be one of the books that I would like to write. Morning routine. On a good morning, I like to, a couple of things I do obviously after waking up is read my Bible, do a bit of exercise, have breakfast. Bad habit, check social media. Yeah, I think that is the ideal morning. Unfortunately, because of time constraints, it rarely is that. Sometimes all those things are done in the evening. When people get good opportunities and don't put effort in it, sometimes I see this in the workplace. You see an intern who, people struggle to get internships, opportunities like that. And then you see someone basically not even trying. That pisses me off, because I think to myself, there are a million other people who'd like to have this opportunity. Here you are, you're not trying, doing bare minimum. I think if there are certain opportunities, if you get them, give them 100%. So yeah, so it kind of frustrates me when I see people who are just whatever. And yet I think they could do so much in that particular space. Yeah, that's pet peeve for sure. Is it as hard for the other people? Okay, embarrassing. Yeah, so my most embarrassing moment so far must be in 2018, and I'm going to be very vague. So if you want more details, you're going to have to look online. But I was on air. It was a primetime show, and I was reading the news, and I slurred one word and changed the meaning from one meaning to a completely different one, and it was a story about the president, and so it went viral. I thank my good friends Willis Raburu, amongst others, for sharing it with all the world. And yeah, so I got a million messages when I got off air. My social media went crazy. Yeah, it was very embarrassing. It's two people that I would like to meet, and they're both okay. They're both not present here on earth in their state. Okay, obviously one is the Lord Jesus Christ, and I say that because he is, or what he did on the earth has sort of defined who I am and what I do. And I believe that we can talk with him right now. I'd love if he showed up, right here. That'd blow my mind. One other person who I wouldn't necessarily call a role model, but I find that his life was very impactful despite many challenges, was President Abraham Lincoln of the United States. He had many failures, never stopped trying. He had personal challenges, but the changes he made, including fighting against slavery and things like that, make sense for us, many years later. Yeah, so those are two people that I would like to meet, given the opportunity. I like to tell my 20-year-old self not to be too worried about the future. I think when I was around 25, I don't think it's quarter-life crisis, but I did go through a phase where I was very concerned about the future, what I would do. I was doing something I wasn't too happy to do, and life did not seem to be making sense at that time. I'd tell him to chill, tell him to trust in God, tell him to apply effort in whatever his hands find to do, that he's gonna be all right. I've never thought of that. I'd tell my 50-year-old, I hope you made good decisions. Yeah, because it will determine where you are there. I don't know, okay, that's an interesting question. Yeah, and I hope you won't have too much white hair, because it's already coming. Parting short is a couple of things that have made sense for me. Don't give up. Find people to challenge you. Find people to encourage you in your circle. Stick with people who can be real with you, whether you're at the top or whether you're at the bottom. And always trust in God. Always. There's always a way out of whatever situation you are in Him.